We never had it like we have it now. And Iran knows that, and they've been put on notice. If you f*** around with us, if you do something bad to us, we are going to do things to you that have never been done before.
The 47th President of the United States is not a game player. When he tells you that he's going to do something, when he tells you he's going to address a problem, he means it. And now, if you don't know, now you know.
The former regime had every chance to make a peaceful and sensible deal. But Tehran was not negotiating. This operation is a clear, decisive mission.
There was no way in the world that this terroristic regime was going to get nuclear weapons, not under Donald Trump's watch.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, what we've got going on right now.
Weapons, not under Donald Trump's watch.
What we've got going on right now. All right, ladies and gentlemen, what we've got going on right now. What we've got going on right now is a real emergency in the United States, maybe across America. We know the Middle East. I want you to listen up. This is your host, Ben. I'm a Navy vet. I've seen some of this stuff up close, and I'm telling you right now, I think they've crossed the line. I think they're done. I really do. But for those of you not watching what's going on, there's a news flash. Iran is escalating like never before. They're attacking U.S. bases. We've got some video footage of that with inside of a military base of a mortar attack or a missile attack. And just last night, we had a full-blown man pads. If you don't know what that is, this is what it is. Basically, it's a portable missile launcher alert at LaGuardia Airport in New York City. If you think that's a coincidence with who the mayor is, with what he's threatened to do to a foreign leader, with the amount of parades that we've seen across that country, across this country, listen to this. This is audio from air traffic control.
All right, Delta 2604, LaGuardia Tower. Wind 210 at 10, runway 22, clear to land. Man-pad alert issued at LaGuardia Airport at 0027. Use extreme caution.
All right, clear to land, runway 22, Delta 2604. And could you explain what a man-pad is?
Yeah, that's a manned portable air defense system. Yeah, basically it was a report of a rocket launcher.
Okay, where was that?
There was a report by the Port Authority Police. They said by, I believe, Terminal C. We had conflicting reports, but nothing has been an issue as of yet.
Okay, Delta 2604, thanks for the information.
You're welcome. No need to respond, Delta 2064. Port Authority Police reported it was non-credible threat.
Delta 2604, thanks.
Was this a dry run? We can't say that. We don't know. This is coming from Nick Sorter. Great resource for on-the-ground reporting. Man-pads alert issued at LaGuardia Airport, New York City tonight amid reports of a portable rocket launcher at Terminal C. I don't believe we can take this lightly. I don't believe you can shrug this off. We know that there are a lot of people here from the peaceful religion that don't like us. But this air traffic control warning gives pilots the absolute, and I didn't think there was enough urgency in this guy's voice. A man with a military-grade missile in a major American airport. Here's the point, folks. This is exactly what happens when you project weakness around the world. The mullahs in Iran smell the red stuff because the current crowd in Washington has zero backbone. How many of you watch some of these YouTubers and influencers that never show any level of emotion other than looking down their nose with a little bit of condescension? That tells you they haven't been in the trenches. They haven't been in a situation. But I believe they're testing us. And now it's showing up right here on our own soil again and again and again. And here's the link for all of you who want to click the link. This isn't some random scare. This is the direct result of America last policies. And if we don't get serious fast, these threats won't stay non-credible. Nobody ever thought you would have planes going into buildings. Were there warning signs? Yeah. Did we ignore them? That's for you to decide. But I know a lot of you are not going to sit back and take it anymore. Buckle up, friends, because today we're going to expose exactly how we got here, what real leadership would do about it, and what we need to do moving forward. But this chaps my butt, man, whenever I see something like this, because I think dry run. And it says, I have so many questions. How do you react by an incoming rocket with a commercial plane? I have no idea how a Delta 737 pilot's supposed to evade an incoming surface-to-air missile on approach to LaGuardia. Pilot was the calmest on the mic. He did seem pretty calm on the mic. Now, who's responsible for this? I don't know. I don't know who we can really lay the blame at. But man, imagine being on that plane and not knowing that there's a manned rocket launcher on the ground targeting you. Okay? Can you imagine that? Let me show you something here. 10 years ago, this happened. 10 years ago. This guy right here came out of nowhere.
To the president's strategy.
10 years ago. Let's go here.
Friends, delegates, and fellow Americans, I humbly and gratefully accept your nomination for the presidency of the United States. USA, 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 USA.
You ever heard a Democrat president chant USA? I know you're probably laughing just thinking about that. Have you ever heard a Democrat president chant the words USA? Hell, I don't know if Kamala could spell USA. It's 10 years ago. 10 years ago. I'm more than upset. I saw somebody in there in the chat said, first the truckers. Do you know how we won World War II? I'm going to take a little credit for it. At least what I used to do. We won World War II because we shut down the enemy's ability to get supplies. We targeted their merchants, their container ships, commercial shipping. That's what we targeted. United States Navy Submarine Force targeted that. Think about 18 million tons of ships. Somebody mentioned the truckers. The United States relies on truckers and other forms of commercial, goods movement. Our trucking industry has been infiltrated by the people that don't really like us, do they? That mostly peaceful religion. That's what's happened. And
Well, when it comes to,
I think it's going to get worse. I think it could very well get worse right now. There's a lot of you that work in that industry. You know exactly what I'm talking about. Let me show you this. For those of you not worried about amnesty, I know there's a lot of people who are like, oh, amnesty, it's okay. You've seen various channels talking about, whoa, what do we got going on here? Sorry about that. There we go. Wrong button. Wrong button.
No on the license and also state ID card application forms. Well, the computer registered yes as citizens. She says it all happened under the previous administration of Democratic Governor Phil Murphy, and she's ordered the illegal voters be removed from the rolls.
It's unacceptable that the vendor released software with such a glaring error. It's unacceptable that the MVC took a year to get this issue fixed. And it's unacceptable that no one in the previous administration brought this to light, demanded accountability, or took action when it happened years ago.
Well, the investigation says it found less than 400 of those who were improperly registered actually did vote. And of those 400, they were registered in all the parties. There were Democrats, Republicans, and unaffiliated voters.
New Jersey, not very far from LaGuardia. Smuck Plucker. Man, I haven't banned anyone this early into a chat for a while. We never won World War II. You would be typing in German if we didn't win World War II. Let's go ahead and remove this guy. Smuck Plucker. Goodbye. Right? You would be typing in German. Jackie Sherrill, New Jersey governor, admits that the funny business was in play. Admits it. What does that tell you, guys? Study a little more history. His mom won't let him have those books. Right? What does it tell you about New York City right now? What does it tell you about our country? This is just what they admit to. That's all they're admitting to. New Jersey, busted. And it's good to see the actual president coming out and calling these clowns out for this. But I want to talk about the bigger picture right now. Multiple attacks on U.S. air bases or U.S. bases. They've increased their aggression. And our so-called leaders are acting like it's a big deal. Why no news media is covering this threat at LaGuardia last night is crazy. I don't understand the silence that the news media uses. And whenever they go silent, it tells me that there's more to the story. It tells me that what we're seeing is relevant. Now this little, I don't want to say threat, a little threat, but this threat came on the heels of Zoran making a threat against a foreign leader. Listen to this.
The International Criminal Court's arrest warrant if Benjamin Netanyahu came here. It is clear that we do not have the independent legal authority to enforce this warrant. The federal government, however, does, and I call on them to join the ICC and execute this warrant. And I want to be equally clear. Benjamin Netanyahu is not welcome in New York City, nor is any other war criminal at large.
What would it do to the Middle East if a world leader's plane was flying into New York City and was hit by a rocket? Ask yourself that question. Chris, if I'm on that plane, I don't want to know. Okay. Well, I do want to know. Because of those men that charged the cockpit September the 11th. Do you remember that? The guy said to his, you can hear him on the background saying, let's roll. Called his wife, honey, I love you. Let's roll. That's what he was telling the other passengers on the plane. I want to know, Chris. I'm sorry that you don't. I want to know, and I want to fight it head on. We are weak. Vicky, 25th anniversary replay. I don't know if you're wrong there. I hope you are wrong. What would it do to the Middle East? What would it do to the world if this clown were to do something like that, or encourage or incite someone to do that? Because I believe that's what he's doing. I believe he is inciting some of his followers, some of his members. I think what Zohran Mamdani has done is nothing less than David Koresh. I think he has created a cult-like following. We've got all these illegal aliens here. Why wouldn't some of them take up a missile launcher for Zohran? Why wouldn't they? I'm going to show you this. This is kind of disturbing. And I'm sorry, but you don't come here to my channel for any sugarcoating. You don't come here for sugarcoating. You come here for some salty news, I think, is what you come here for. I don't have time for let's just play this and we'll break it down. I want you to see this. This is important. This is somebody's son, daughter, husband, wife. That's what this is. This is somebody's son's daughter, husband, or wife here in full display. I'm going to stop it right here. For all of you limp-wristed losers with carpal tunnel and asthma that want to complain about America, while you enjoy the freedoms that these young men and women make sacrifices for, you're losers. You want to complain about America. You want to complain about the freedoms we enjoy from your couch, drinking your Monster with your probably skid mark stained pajamas on. These men and women don't care about your political leanings.
Off the walls if we can. Try to get a TBI.
So what you just witnessed was the sound of air raids. And you saw these military members scrambling. This is happening too often. This was in Kuwait. I think it's Ali Salim Air Base. Many of you are veterans. You've probably experienced some of this. So for the losers that, want to criticize the American military, not fund the American military, that's what's happening here, right? These are brothers, sisters, daughters, kids, grandkids scrambling because of air raids. They're in the Middle East. I just can't understand how people can't see what's happening. They're trying to divide us here. It's working. They're trying to divide us there. It's working. They're trying to divide us on the news. It's working. They're trying to divide us any way they can. Look at this. John Fetterman fully backs POTUS unloading on the site. That's that Pickaxe Mountain. We talked about it here first. That's what's happening. Iran has moved a bunch of their uranium, their weapons-grade nuclear material, into this bunker, this mountain-side bunker. Wall Street Journal, which typically is only used for bird cages and pet shops. Target acquired, Pickaxe Mountain. I don't know what Fetterman's plans are, but I think Fetterman, whenever he comes out publicly endorsing Trump's military targets, his time is done in the Democrat Party. I don't know if I want Fetterman anywhere near the Republican Party. I don't fully trust Fetterman. But the best thing that ever happened to that guy was a head injury, it sounds like. It sounds like a head injury was the best thing. Democrat division fails again. You might be right. I don't know if I trust him, Pure Blood. I don't know if I trust Fetterman at all, as far as I can throw him. I just don't know about that. The Mikey Sherrill thing, that's got legs. New Jersey Governor Mikey Sherrill says a software glitch in the state's motor vehicle system mistakenly registered 6,600. That's only the ones that we know from probably one computer. Anybody that's here on a migrant visa application, guaranteed, got a vote for a Democrat. We know that. Use the B6111 Earth Penetrator Bunker Buster. Okay, Mr. Green Beans. He sounds like he's very aware of what's going on there. Let's see. Salazar faces Dreamer protections. This is down in Florida. I think this is down in that Fort Lauderdale.
We're talking about those millions and millions of illegals, undocumented people who belong to my community. Probably 80% of the undocumented belong to the Hispanics, the largest and fastest growing minority in the country. So why don't we give them dignity? Let them stay, those who do not have a criminal record. Let them continue contributing to the #1 economy in the world so we can continue being the #1 military in the world. If we don't have the economy, we don't have the guns, and we cannot defend ourselves. So we're talking about those millions and millions.
This is down in Fort Lauderdale, that South Florida area. Sounds crazy. Chat sounds divided over what? What's the chat divided for? The DREAM Act? Amnesty? Are you divided over that? You want amnesty? I don't know if anybody wants amnesty. This is Salazar. She's a Florida congresswoman. Let me show you something here. I ran across this. I was chatting with somebody last night, pretty late, about what was going on.
Thing I want to do, play a little game. I mentioned
he's talking about Iran. Listen to this.
Sold you money. It happened last night. Shannon Bream was doing her Fox News at Night with Shannon Bream show. And she had on the Fox News Channel senior political analyst. Do I need a title like this? You know, all these people have titles. Senior political analysts, senior political director correspondent, chief congressional correspondent, House office building. Do I need a title? Probably not. Just my name tells everybody everything they need to know, right? I don't need a title. Anyway, these guys all have titles. Well, Trump is the de facto head of the Republican Party. This is Trump's party. I might have been at one point the titular head. But Trump, no. This is Trump's party. Look, one of the reasons there are titles, I must be honest, one of the reasons there are titles is that's how people get raises. That is how corporations categorize.
Democrats, Iranians. Rush was talking about this years ago. They're one and the same.
The senior vice president, area vice president, senior vice president of vice presidents. You got, depending on how large the corporation is, an interminable number of titles. And getting a new title, i.e. promotion, is one of the ways they categorize compensation and pay raises. So let's see, Britt Hume here is senior political analyst. That means some people are not senior.
He's so right. Everybody's got a damn title. Senior political, senior HR, senior opinionator, senior advanced opinionator, senior Republican analyst. It's crazy. Let's get into the meat here.
Responsible for the deaths of hundreds, if not thousands of Americans, thousands of other people of all ethnicities and backgrounds, but including, yes, American lives. Here's what Rich Limbaugh said today in talking with the president about reaction.
In the past 2 or 3 days since the attack on Soleimani, you literally have the Democrat Party and elements of that party openly supporting Iran, an enemy of the United States, openly supporting the terrorist actions of that country. And this is
they're doing it again.
Country that beheads homosexuals and transgenders and has no human rights for the very constituency the Democrat Party claims to represent. I don't know what's arguable about that.
Deja vu. The Democrat Party is openly supporting the same thing that they did 9 years ago, 10 years ago. It is absolutely insane. You get that feeling. You're like, man, I've heard this all before. What bothers me is the amount of people that are now supporting amnesty.
Has exploded yet again. And I'll tell you why. You sum all this up very quickly, the details to come later. But I guess the simple explanation, you think that the reason the Middle East is blown up is because the Saudis decided to execute 47 people, one of them some revered, respected sheikh. And while that's a factor, that's simply the public excuse. What really has the Middle East on fire is Obama. And his
I believe that's a fact. Rush Limbaugh's related to Obama. Okay. Jessius. We got the trolls here today.
His decision to sidle up with the Iranians and picking that version of Islam, Shiite versus Sunni, that has spooked the Saudis like you can't believe. We have always, the Saudis are no great sheikhs, but they've always been our ally. Lesser of two evils, more cooperative.
He's right. Jessius, thank you for watching. I love the trolls that come to the chat. I love it. It makes me so happy. You're very welcome to call in when we get to the call-in section. I'd love to talk to anyone that has that low level of intellect. There is a level of intellect that it's pretty attractive, actually. I like hearing from people that can't put the square peg in the square hole. You know, square peg, round hole type people. And that's what Jessius seems like. Let's grab a couple of these. Don't hold back. Give all the salt you have. Everyone needs to hear it. I'm fed up, man. I am fed up with what I'm witnessing. I'm sure many of you are. Do you think any mainstream news is going to cover this rocket attack there at the, threatened rocket attack at LaGuardia? I doubt it. I don't think that they'll talk about this. I don't think they'll talk about any of it. Here's one for you. What do you know? Well, I don't even know if I want to go there. I really don't. That's a trap topic. That's a trap if I bring that up. A lot of you probably live in Florida and support the guy. I don't know if I can. I don't live in Florida, so it's not my business. It is my business in a way. But the Corey Mills situation in Florida is not going anywhere. Not going anywhere. That's got legs. A lot of it. What do you think about this one? Let's go here. John Cornyn blocks Trump's ambassador appointments because he wants to send more money for AIDS to Africa. PEPFAR is an HIV treatment and program for Africa. They started in 2003 under George Bush, the neocon. And Cornyn, also from Texas, probably hangs out with him for a while, wants to keep sending cash, $1.3 billion to Africa. Cornyn threatens to sink Trump nominees over the program. AIDS money for probably Uganda, where Mamdani's from. That's what we need. That's what'll help America. There's a big investigation coming out right now about foreign-funded influencers, YouTubers, social media, all these people that are not registered as foreign agents taking money from foreign governments. Like the people that are traveling to other countries and making them look good. And I thought I'd seen it all when Candace Owens and Tucker Carlson went to Russia. I thought I had seen it all. But now, and I know I am going to get crapped on by even talking about this. But this is one that I didn't see coming. Here, let's go here. The irony is insane. Laura Loomer, many people believe Tucker Carlson's funded by Qatar and Russia. I don't know if that's true or not. Look where Laura's at. I thought her account got hacked. She's in Ukraine. I don't know why. It's none of my business. I see my visit to Ukraine has made many waves. Yeah, very much. I've already had so many lies debunked by visiting Ukraine. I hope you have a safe trip back. Safe trip back. That's all I'm going to say about that situation, because a lot of people will not like me even bringing that up. That's just the way it is. I understand. We've all got people we follow, and we don't want anything to come out about that. Until something further does come out, whatever. We got any Corey Mills voters in Florida? Corey Mills is under investigation, under federal investigation. Justice Department is currently investigating GOP rep Corey Mills, his finances. Department of Justice is conducting criminal investigation. It's unclear why the DOJ is investigating him. Now, I will say this. I know someone very, very close to this investigation. I'm talking in the weeds on this. I will not give away their name, but I have talked to them at length about this Corey Mills thing. Nancy Mace accused Mills of beating women, lying about his service. I don't know about that. Here, let's go here. Let's just play this and see what she says. Let's see what Nancy says.
Congressman Mills, have you? I'm Joe with News Nation. Right on top of you before. Have you heard anything about potential expulsion vote for yourself and other people talking about it now?
Not. Well, not to mention the fact that I don't even fall into the category of Swalwell and Gonzalez. One, I'm not married, so there's one thing. Two, I've never sexually harassed and or had any complaints by any staffers or interns on the Hill. It's just not even a fair comparison. This is obviously a political Democrat tit for tat, so I'm not even going to entertain it, but I've not heard anything as far as myself.
Got you. And obviously the allegations, I mean, that you are facing now, very different from what they're facing. But, apologies if I missed this, do you deny the allegations against you?
Well, there's many things that's been accused and allegations against me. I mean, look, at one point in time, they tried to make a claim of domestic violence, even though no one actually claimed there was domestic violence and had never been arrested.
Whoa. I just saw something there that bothers me. Hold up. He's walking through the halls of Congress. Wait until you see what your taxpayers have in the background here. Let me go frame by frame. Whoa. Look at the flag in the halls of Congress. What is going on in America? I didn't see that the first time that I watched this. How does that make you feel? Wow. So Corey Mills has been accused by by Nancy Mace and a handful of other people. That flag in the background of Congress doesn't make me happy right now. I don't enjoy seeing that in a building that was supposed to be, you know, it's owned by the taxpayers, right? That's a taxpayer-funded building. What is wrong with this? Tolerance is branding us stupidity. Yeah, I agree with that. I don't think I can argue with you there. Corey Mills reacts after fellow GOP rep Nancy Mace moves to expel him from Congress. Now, I believe if he is involved in any of this stuff that Eric Swalwell did, he should be expelled. I really agree with that. I don't think there needs to be a double standard whenever it comes to that. It was next to the POW MIA flag. It was, Sandy. You're absolutely right. Asphalt jungle. Everybody's happy about the NOAA flag. That's what it should be called, is the Noah's Ark flag. They don't want to call it that. But look at that. Man, isn't that nice? Right next to the POW MIA flag. You know, the persecuted people, right, that were held captive in, you know, in Germany, Korea, Vietnam, the Hanoi Hilton. The people celebrating with this, the multicolors, they have experienced so much heartache. Yeah. I'm going to do this. I really appreciate the opportunity to talk to you guys in the mornings. I really do. Do I get upset? Yeah. Do I get annoyed? Yeah. Do I get a little maybe too passionate about things and I start running off at the mouth with a little bit of anger? Yeah. How many of you yell at your TV when you see some of this stuff? I think a lot of you probably do. I think a lot of you are probably yelling at your TV on a daily basis, just like I do. I think that's why I like most of you. I think that flag was next to Cory Booker's office. I was going to say Lindsey Graham's. Or what's the dude that pretends to be a lady? Dude looks like a lady. I forget who sang that song. Is that Aerosmith? Dude looks like a lady. They should probably have that song playing 24/7 in the halls of Congress right now. This is Sin from the chat. Watch you as much as possible. You want to share what said Trump supplement finding request hearing. So tell me again why H.R. 9535 needs to pass. I called a few senators. Whew, boy. Good. I'm glad you're calling some senators. That's how we get stuff going. We called some the other day. We try to call them weekly. I've got some numbers of some of them that I save in my phone. Lines are open, 615-475-7864. It's Aerosmith. I thought it was Aerosmith. I'm going to have to listen to that this morning. I took today off. I'm taking some days off. My road trip is in a little bit of jeopardy because of weather. Where I want to go is apparently getting some crazy weather right now. Sarah McBride. Yeah, I don't know what Sarah's real name is. I don't want to shame name them or whatever. I think it is Sarah McBride. Is it Sarah or Steven? Ben, my neighbors think I'm yelling at my girlfriend. Well, there you go. Chris, they never pick up the phone. Yeah, okay. They pick up the phone when we call. We've talked to some on here live. Good intention, straight flag. Oh, yeah, that's offensive. I'm offended by you saying that. I'm offended by you saying that's the straight flag. I don't think it's the password flag. I want to call it the Noah's Ark flag. There you go, Bobby. What's got?
Hey, what is it going to take for our own government? I'm talking Congress, the asshats, and all the D.C. mayors, the military, to protect the American people. They're more worried about Africa and Ukraine and God knows what else, while we got assholes out there wanting to launch missiles at airplanes.
You know, I'm glad that they're
showed up right away. Right away, they should have been called, and New York needs to be flooded with Marines right now.
Bobby, let me ask you this. Why wasn't this missile threat? Sorry, let me mute this. Why wasn't this missile threat in New York City taken more seriously? The air traffic controller, it sounded like he was just having a casual conversation with a pilot, like, yeah, there might be a guy with a missile. Be careful on runway 3. What do you think about this?
Well, I mean, in a way, he was probably trying not to panic everybody, because you got, pilots in the air. They could all make mistakes, run into each other. Who knows? In this day and age, DEI, I mean, but come on. A federal appeals court told Trump, you cannot use the National Guard, but you can use regular military.
Okay.
Call them out. It's time. I mean,
yeah.
You think Mondani, he had a plan to talk to Iran's leaders about what to do with what he knows is in New York.
Let me ask you this, and I'm not only asking you this, I'm asking the people in the chat. And I want a 1 for yes or a 2 for no. Do you think Mamdani, by saying what he says on a daily basis, could incite, could encourage some of his supporters to do this? We saw what they did with the fireworks. I say that loosely. Could he incite these people to do this?
Yeah, absolutely. And I think they're fanatics, and they're looking at him just like the Democrat Socialist Party as a leader. He's giving orders in code. And I'm telling you, every time he's on TV with his fake freaking smile and his bullshit lines, that's what this is all about. He's the biggest infiltrator so far. And he's backing all these other DSA or whatever they want to call themselves. The American people better wake up and decide, we got 2A for now, use it. Because the government's not going to come here to help you. We're going to have to help ourselves.
Let me ask you this. One last question. I'm going to let you go. And I really appreciate you calling. Do you think that this is a coincidence with Mamdani and a dry run? I'll call it a dry run at this airport, with Mamdani calling for the arrest of Netanyahu. What would it do to peace in the Middle East if Netanyahu, whether you like him or not, if something were to happen to his plane in New York City, where we know what planes did to buildings? What would it do to the Middle East?
Oh, it would. I mean, it would. Everything we're fighting for against Iran would just flip. It would flip. They would go nuts. Yeah. I mean, and not to mention the international incident. All of a sudden, Israel will be mad at us, even though we didn't cause it, but we didn't help prevent it either. Yeah. And that's what I'm talking about.
This guy seems almost like a David Koresh. He seems like a Jim. Was it James Jones or Jim Jones?
Jim Jones.
Jim Jones, the Kool-Aid guy.
The Kool-Aid.
The Kool-Aid guy.
Kool-Aid. The end's coming.
Do you think that?
Yeah.
Do you think that a lot of young people are drinking the Kool-Aid that Mamdani is making?
Well, yeah, that's how he got elected. It was a lot of young people and illegals. And I'm telling you right now, we've got to convince, if we can, if there are any normal Democrats at the SAVE Act, or they are going to destroy your party.
You might be right. Bobby, thank you for calling. I appreciate your time this morning. God bless you. Great call from Bobby. I think this guy is making. No, that was a Kuwaiti flag. They're in Kuwait. There's a Kuwaiti flag on the wall. They're in Kuwait. There was a Kuwait flag on the wall. It was not a Palestinian flag. No. Go and look that one up. I believe the lines are open. 615-475-7864. Lines are open. I think Bobby brings up some great points, man. Brings up some really, really good points. Let's go here. I used to like this guy. I feel really, really disappointed.
Obviously. This is what's known as epistemic closure. Language that signals that the question has already been settled. So asking for evidence feels like you're the one who's out of bounds. My team analyzed 23 episodes of Tucker's show. We found hundreds of examples of this kind of language. Obviously, clearly, of course, everyone knows. There's a well-documented effect behind this. It's called the illusory truth effect. The more often you hear something, especially something stated with extreme confidence, the more likely you are to believe it, whether it's true or not. Now, of course, not every use of the phrase, of course, is illegitimate. I just used it right there. But that's what makes it so tricky. See, Tucker takes these phrases and he tacks them often enough onto legitimately obvious and self-evident claims. But then he deftly weaves them in with wild, unsubstantiated claims, with a thought-terminating phrase like, of course, tacked on at the end, as if he's merely commenting that the sky is blue. Here he is, for example, commenting on the Russia-Ukraine war and America's role in it. The Ukrainian government has tried to assassinate Vladimir Putin multiple times. Has the CIA assisted with the targeting of those drones? Yes, obviously. Tell me how you didn't. No source, no document, no former official on the record, no whistleblower, nothing. Just obviously. And then immediately, the inversion. The burden of
obviously. It's crazy what we're seeing right now. Psychological programming is happening to all of us. It's a weird move, man, but it's effective. Once you see it, you can't unsee it. You'll notice some other channels, they do this. Condescending tones, the all-knowing, everything's 4D chess. You'll get it. Lines are open, 615-475-7864. I want to buy you a mockingbird. Oh, God. Let's see if this is another troll here. One for you. Let's bring Son of Sam back. Dude looks like a dude with Ashley. Okay, they can't even handle bullying. Okay. Jake Lang barged into Thune's office yesterday. That's interesting. That's really interesting. Jake Lang. Whew, that guy's got some problems. I can't say I disagree with him on everything, but I think he does have some issues. I want to see this. Trump's going after their head site.
So President Trump sending a new warning to Iran as Israeli intelligence reportedly reveals the terrorist regime is moving nuclear centrifuges into a highly fortified area called Pickaxe Mountain.
We'll be hitting that area probably pretty soon, and there's not a thing they can do about it. Normally I wouldn't say that. If I thought they could do something about it, I would never say that. But we'll be hitting that area pretty soon, and very heavily.
So he told everyone he's going to do it, and they can't do anything about it. What is he going to hit? So first, let's take a look at the Pickaxe Mountain complex. The ventilation shaft might be a good way in. That's where we went in to the Natanz nuclear complex there. You open up the shaft, and you follow it up with another rocket right on top of that. Believe it or not, they can do it with very little problems. But this is roughly, for us, it seems blurry and hard to distinguish. For the satellite experts, and what they are seeing is actually very deliberate and easy to detect. Natanz nuclear site. This is the way it did look. After we hit it, this is how it was obliterated. What will we use? The GBU-57. Now, it can only go down 200 feet, but if you go down 200 feet and then...
I think somebody in the beginning of the stream mentioned this missile here, GBU-57. It goes down 200 feet. The bunker is apparently 450 feet. Maybe something else big. Hold on. Man, we got the trolls are here this morning. I started a little later than a normal show. Cheeseburger, is it the golden era yet, or is everything else getting worse? I think you're named after where you work at, Cheeseburger. Thank you for tuning in this morning. I love it, man. What do y'all think about Cheeseburger's comment there? We got any experts in the chat that know more about this GBU-57, this bunker buster? If you've got information on this, I'm a submarine guy. We didn't carry those. We had D5 nukes, and then we also had some Tomahawks on a couple of the submarines I was on. Wow. This is interesting. Totally different for me to understand.
Right away with another one that go another 200 feet, maybe you can make some damage to this Pickaxe complex, which is very much a mystery. So these are some of the things that we have to do and we have to handle if we're going to handle Iran's nuclear program. That is mainly what got us into this, and the ballistic missiles are there to protect their nuclear program and actually protect the proxies. Here to discuss this and more is former National Security Council official Richard Gold.
I don't need to hear that guy. I don't think you do either. We kind of know what the plan is. And do you support this? Oh, hold up. Airborne. We now have a GBU-76, bigger and better than the GBU-57. Let's see if we can find this. GBU-76. I want to see if we got some footage of this. GBU-76. There's no telling what this is going to give us on a search. Uh-oh. U.S. Air Force launched a program to replace the GBU-57, its successor, the GBU-76, next generation penetrator. That sounds like a good time for Kamala Harris. Prioritizes the destruction of fortified targets. NGP program is preparing strategic aviation to breach modern defenses, abandoning the overload of the GBU-57. Smart guidance. There we go. The GBU-76 penetrator, named in honor of the former mayor of San Francisco, Willie Brown. Named after Willie Brown. Right? That's how she got elected. Whoa, this is one of them dropping. Holy crap. Hold up. Let's see this. Whew. Look at this. The penetrator. Whoa. Hold up. Whoa. Look at this. So maybe they put multiple. They put one and then they put another one right there. Whoa. Is that how they get rid of the mountain? That's huge. That's what she said. G-Dub says it was named after Big Mike. Oh, gosh. The GBU-76 penetrator, named in honor of the former First Lady. Named in honor of the former First Lady, Michelle Obama, the penetrator. If that doesn't make you spit coffee out of your nose, I don't know what will. Lines are open. 615-475-7864. That is an interesting move if they can get the penetrator in there. Okay. House passes continuing resolution. Big news out of Arizona. Andy Biggs wins the GOP primary there. Massive win for MAGA. Jake Tapper on the discovery of 1,000 non-citizen voters in New... Jake Tapper's even understanding this is not good for Democrats. Hold up. We got to watch this. Let me grab this call. Line 3. Go right ahead.
Hi, Ben. Arizona here. We won last night. Biggs
Andy
won big.
Biggs. Talk to me about that.
Biggs won big, baby. We did great. He's creamed his corn. Schweikert.
Can he beat Katie Britt?
Yeah, he can beat Hobgoblin. That's what I call her. Governor Hobgoblin.
Oh, sorry, not Katie Britt. Katie Hobbs. What's her name? Hobbs, right? Hobbs.
Yeah, but I changed her name because I can't stand her.
I misspoke.
Anyway,
Katie Britt's Alabama. She's useless. Yeah,
I know. I was going, who's that? I don't know. But anyway, yes, he can. He's gonna take it, Ben, and we're gonna do very well because Trump has got people everywhere. They're watching the voters. They're watching the pollsters. There's all kinds of going on behind the scenes everywhere that people are not talking about. But it's happening. And Arizona, look at this. What they say, a swing state. Give me a break. We're red, red, red. I've lived here all my life. It's all BS.
But the two main areas there is what? Phoenix and Tempe? Is that the two big population centers?
Maricopa County is the biggest in Arizona, right?
Is that Phoenix?
County. That's Phoenix is like the general area, and then you have the little outline. Like I'm north of Phoenix, but I'm still in Maricopa County.
Okay.
You know how they do it by the counties, right?
Yeah.
But
yeah.
it's just a bunch of shenanigans were going on, but not this time. Not this time. And the numbers are showing it. And the people were voting then. They were out there. The Republicans came out in droves. In droves. I'm telling you. It's coming. I feel it.
And you're making the prediction right now on the record, Andy Biggs, next governor.
Yes, sir. Biggs winning big. Yes, sir. I stand on that. Yes, sir.
All right. I'm taking your word for it. I'm taking your word for it. God bless you.
I'll call you November 4th. Bye.
Hey, we will be right here. We will be right here.
Yes, sir.
Thank you for calling.
Bye-bye.
Let's go here. I want to play this clip. Let's see.
But Mikey Sherrill, the governor of New Jersey, made this announcement today, a surprising announcement. Nearly 400 non-citizens voted in New Jersey elections as a result of what she calls a serious software error. Governor Sherrill posted this quote, as the Trump administration tries to weaponize elections for political gain, I am ensuring we protect our elections. She goes on to say the difference is simple. When we find a problem, we don't hide it, deny it, or invent conspiracies. We investigate it, we fix it, and we tell the public. I have to say, though, for Democrats, I'm not saying that the Save America, the SAVE Act is going to pass.
Yeah.
But this is not good for Democrats' argument that there's no such thing as undocumented immigrants voting.
This is not good for our country generally, I would say.
Even better.
And it is not, this is a terrible problem to have. I think she handled it.
What do you think? I think this just makes another relevant argument for the SAVE Act. CNN Jake Tapper assuring Americans non-citizen voting isn't serious. See if I can grab this. Okay. Jake Tapper's backtracking. And that's what seems like that's what they do.
The Republicans here are talking about a solution to a non-existent problem. Again, Jake, to make it very clear, this country does not have a problem of election security in any measurable level, and certainly not based on people coming from other countries.
Right, it happens, but at very, very minuscule numbers. It's not a serious threat when it comes to election security. Again, it happens, but very seldom.
Vanishingly small. I mean, it is so small.
Vanishingly small.
That it's just beyond compare.
What are your thoughts here, man? Line 3, go right ahead. What do you got to say? Where are you calling from?
Good morning, Ben. It's Greg in Ohio. Do you really think there's a way to get this SAVE Act passed? I've kind of given up hope on it, just because people like Phyllis that hate Trump so much, they put their hatred for Trump above our country. I don't think they can be helped. I think they have brain damage. What do you think?
Ask you this,
think there's
Greg.
a way?
Let me ask you this, Greg. Did you think in the middle of trying to get the SAVE Act passed that 49 Republicans would come out and sign on to a damn amnesty bill?
Yeah. I'm over here in the chat and Rumble, and we were discussing voting. I think we're way past voting isn't going to fix this. But we don't have time for that. That's a long process. I think voting is out the door. I don't want to get banned from Rumble or anything, but it's time to march.
You know, I've been looking at the chat in Rumble, and I'll tell you this. You know, my grandfather, World War II vet, and he talked explicitly about some of the things that he had done whenever he was very close to passing away. And he said sometimes you get into a place or you get into a fight where it's a cut your way in and shoot your way out.
Mm-hmm.
Are we at that point, do you think, right now?
I believe so, because I'm 70 years old. I've seen all this. I've watched it all my life. We're at the precipice. There's no easy answers. The only thing that keeps coming into my mind is it's time to go and drag these people out.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not here to incite anything, but I am here to excite people about their passion for America. That's what I'm here to excite, not incite. But yeah. I don't think you're wrong, Greg. Greg, what's your name over there in the Rumble chat? What's your screen name? Handset. I'm making you a moderator over there right now. Let's see here. I'm going to make you a moderator over there on that channel. Okay.
Okay.
Appreciate you. Take care. God bless you.
Thank you, Ben. Thank you for your service.
Thank you for your call, sir. I appreciate the backup. Greg's a backup out of, did he say Ohio? I think he said Ohio. Ohio's about to be very, very important governor's race there. We got a bunch of people in Rumble. Thank you for the Rumblers. Y'all feel free to call in. I don't care what platform you're watching on. X, YouTube, Kick, Twitch, Facebook, BitChute, Odyssey. I don't care where you're watching from. Let's go here to Memphis, Tennessee, home of barbecue. What do you got?
What's going on? Good morning, Brother Ben. How you doing?
Amazing. What do you got, Memphis?
Okay. Hey, real quick. Let me ask you this. That Mark Wayne Mullen guy.
Yep.
Do you trust him?
Man, I don't. I want to believe Trump picked the right person. However, Trump has made some bad picks when it comes to attorney general. And there is argument to be made that Mullen isn't. I don't know. What say you? I'm not here to tell you what to think. I'm here to listen to your opinion.
I trust him, but I have a question.
Okay, let's hear it. Share it with the group, like AA. Share it with the group.
Before Kristi Noem left that position she was in, she had 11 huge warehouse contracts, and it was going to use them, turn them into immigration detention centers.
Okay.
So, like when they bring them there, that's where they go before they deport them.
Okay.
Where they house all these people. Why did he cancel 7 of those contracts?
He canceled contracts for warehouses that were being used for deportation?
Yeah, that was going to be used for immigration detention centers. That's what Kristi Noem was doing before she left. She had 11 huge warehouse contracts, and was going to convert them into detention centers to hold the illegals until they, get through processing them and, and send them wherever they're going to send them.
Let me ask you this.
Counsels.
Let me ask you this. I got an image up here of a picture that Mark Wayne Mullen posted of a bunch of people in jumpsuits getting on airplanes. Is it because they don't need them, or do you think we still need them?
I put it like this. It's a lot of these illegals over here. It's a lot of them. You're talking 4 years worth. Not 4 days, not 4 weeks, not 4 months. 4 years worth.
In Memphis.
Every day.
How many do you have an illegal problem in Memphis?
I think we do, but our politicians here, they're not taking it seriously here.
Okay.
Because I can tell you what I have seen my own self. Me, I have to be at work at 4 o'clock in the morning. I'm running this down real quick. I have to be at work at 4 o'clock in the morning. So I have to go way over there down here. It's called Lamar and American Way to fuel up my work truck. Okay, it's this Mexican plaza that I have to pass. They always do it late at night or real early in the morning when it's still dark. It's always a bus. They got a bunch of them on there, and a bunch of their family members are out there in their cars waiting on them to get there to get off that bus. That's like I said, they're not
I'll be
taking it
damned.
seriously here.
So you're noticing, you've noticed this. You've seen this for a while.
I've seen this with my own eyes, and I'm gonna tell you when I first started seeing it. I've been at this job right here where I'm at now, on driving the CDL truck since June of 2022. That's when I first started seeing them. Because when I first got here, I was on a night shift.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I've seen that. But I just had that question. Like I said, I want to trust them, but I do have that question. Why did you cancel those contracts? You don't know what we might need. We might need all that space. We might need all that space.
Yeah, I'm gonna see what I can find here, man. I'm gonna look at this, and I'm sure there's other people in the chat that know. And I just put a poll up because of your comments here, asking people if they trust Mark Wayne Mullen. I urge you to vote. If you're in the chat and you trust Mark Wayne Mullen, put a 1. If you don't, put a 2. Memphis, thank you for calling. Thank you for being a member on the channel. And y'all go check out the Memphis Conservative on YouTube. That's his channel. Memphis, thank you for calling, brother. God bless you.
All right, thank y'all. Bye-bye.
Great caller. We're learning a little more about Tennessee, aren't we? Mark Wayne Mullen. I want to think we got the right guy. But some of these people we think are right guys aren't the right guy. I'm looking for anything about this warehouse thing. If anybody can see this, I'm going to go Mark Wayne Mullen contracts. Let's see if we can find that. Lines are open. 615-475-7864. Give me a shout. Rumblers, Kickers, Xers, wherever you're watching at. DHS Secretary Mark Wayne Mullen gave the order for ICE to suspend. Wait, what? Hold on. Hold up.
And we're also keeping a close eye on what's happening in Biddeford, Maine. There are growing protests in the street after the second deadly shooting by ICE in a week. Now, a change from the top, ICE pausing most traffic stops as a method of apprehension for now, until agents get increased training on these kinds of stops. According to sources, we're going to dig into exactly what's going on around that. Today, Homeland Security saying that the officer who opened fire in Maine yesterday was, this is a quote from them, fearing for public safety. We know that there are investigations that are underway right now into exactly what happened. Now, DHS says that last week's deadly shooting in Texas was self-defense after a driver rammed an ICE vehicle with his van. The 3 passengers say that the officer was not in front of the van. So there is a lot of camera, a lot of video around these incidents, and certainly the forensics of the cars on the scene that are part of these investigations.
Okay, Memphis brings up some good comments here. Now, somebody made a couple of comments here that, damn it, Now, I don't know. I would love to find out why you don't trust Rubio. If you don't trust Rubio, tell me why. I think Marco Rubio is doing a phenomenal job as Secretary of State. I think he is doing a phenomenal job. It's funny. Rubio was talking this morning. Listen to this.
Involved in fighting Hezbollah, as the president has suggested?
Well, the Syrian authorities are not big fans of Hezbollah. But what we've encouraged Syria to do is to focus on its own internal challenges that it has in sort of building a nation state. They still face pretty substantial challenges and threats from within. I mean, ISIS remains a threat there. There are other areas of cooperation. As you know, we've removed them from the list of state sponsors of terrorism, which we hope will lead to the sort of economic revival that the country desperately needs. Syria is a country that has a history of different communities for many, many years living alongside one another in peace.
He was meeting with Chinese foreign minister in the Philippines this morning. Tijuana border jumper, not one illegal, no citizen double triple ballots or dead person should be voting. Damn right. We love you, Ben. We need you badly. Thank you for staying the course. God bless you. Zion War. It goes down 200 meters and explodes. But what if the warhead is nuclear? That's going to be a big earthquake. Line 3, go right ahead.
Hey, Ben, how you doing? It's Brian from Lima, Ohio.
Good morning, Brian.
All right, Delta 2604, what do you to think about Mark Wayne Mullen? I'm on the fence about this guy.
Okay, give me some more evidence. Give me some evidence.
Well, it was on Barry Cunningham's show, which I'm no longer a supporter of because I stood up for Eunice last night. And, well, I won't get into that, but he had some videos showing Mark Wayne Mullen supporting John Thune.
John Thune.
He was saying
Senate Majority Leader.
He was saying, yeah. He was saying that John Thune is a good friend of his. So that's kind of where I'm at with Mark Wayne Mullen.
That doesn't look good. I mean, you can usually judge people by their friends. Would you say that's true?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it'd be like me if I was supporting somebody that was an Aloha Akbar supporter. You know?
I mean, we have never, ever brought up the fact that you've got all the AOC stickers on your Prius. We've never talked about that here, right?
Exactly. Right. Yep. Hey,
Well,
I hope you have a good day.
Thank you,
God
Brian. I
bless
appreciate you calling,
Yep.
brother. God bless you. Thank
You're
you for
welcome.
thank you for being tuned in. And let me know
You're
about
welcome.
this stuff offline. I don't know about the drama you mentioned offline, but I'd love to hear about that.
I'll try and find clips of Mark Wayne Mullen, and I'll try and tag you on X. How's that?
That would be amazing. Thank you very much, Brian. God bless you.
You're welcome, brother. God bless you too.
Brian's a Navy veteran, fellow Navy veteran. Darlene Graham, Lindsay's sister, now co-sponsoring the SAVE Act in the Senate. Valdosta, Georgia, talk to me.
Yes, sir. I wanted to follow up on the call you just had.
Yes, ma'am.
About Mark Wayne Mullen.
Okay.
He was at the event in South Dakota with John Thune that Scott Pressler got kicked out of.
Wait, what?
Yes, that was on the news.
Are you serious?
No, I'm dead serious.
Scott Pressler is a personal friend of mine. I can't share private stuff, but I've been texting Scott Pressler for the last 72 hours about what's happening in Pennsylvania with this amnesty bill.
Yes, sir. Yes. Well, this was in the news probably a week or two ago. He got kicked out. Mark Wayne Mullen was at the event that Scott Pressler got kicked out. He was he's a butt buddy of John Thune.
I'll be damned. Thank you for calling from Valdosta. God bless you. Little echo there. Sounded like she was in her hallway. That's true? He was kicked out? Why would you kick out Scott Pressler? Scott Pressler is probably one of the people that single-handedly helped carry Pennsylvania for MAGA. Federal judge refuses to toss lawsuit of Texas journalist arrested over political meme posted on Facebook. Wait, what? Texas, have you lost your Lone Star mind? Federal judge has just handed a Navy veteran, conservative commentator Colton Crodinger, a massive win in his lawsuits against Hood County officials. Crodinger, a Navy veteran and local journalist, I hate using that word. Let me see here. Was arrested in November 2025 after authorities accused him of online impersonation over a satirical political meme. Is Texas England? The page openly described it itself as satire, maintained that the meme was protected political speech. His alleged crime, a Photoshop meme posted to another page that made it look like Tina Brown was endorsing Monica Brown for, wait for it, a school board. Colton posted the meme from his satire page. Let's see what this is. This is what he gets arrested for in Texas? Where are we living right now? What country are we living in? Where are we living? Thune didn't want Pressler to ask questions. Scott Pressler is a personal friend of mine. I am going to set something up and get him back on the show. Who even brought this case up before the court? Well, it'll clog up the court so they can't get illegals out. That's the goal. Delay, delay, delay. What in the living hell is happening in America? Monica Brown, true patriot, conservative, Granbury, commissioner of the court. What is going on here? I don't understand how we're allowing this to happen in our country. Lines are open, 615-475-7864. If you're in Texas, they arrested a Navy vet, VFW member, post 7835. I've got to show something last night we talked about in the Discord. Book of Daniel 10:13. I was talking to someone yesterday, and we were talking about this last night. 4MC. Oh, 4MC. I love it. You changed it to the 4MC. That's the emergency circuit on a submarine. I see what you did there. I see what you did there. I see what you did there, 4MC. Daniel 10:13 describes a spiritual conflict in which the prince of the kingdom of Persia opposed the angel Gabriel for 21 days while he was delivering a message to the prophet Daniel. This opposition was resolved when Michael, described as one of the chief princes, often identified as an archangel, came to assist Gabriel, allowing him to remain with the kings of Persia to counteract the hostile spiritual influence. Verse highlights the concept of angelic warfare, suggesting unseen spiritual forces influence earthly kingdoms and that divine intervention is required to overcome resistance. Let's see where Persia is. Persia map. You want to see where Persia is? This is Persia. Look familiar to anyone? This is a map from Jesus times, BC 550 AD to 330 AD. Well, a little before, 550 years before, sorry. Persia. Are we starting to understand things now? Line 2, go right ahead, line 2.
Yeah, I just have a thought as far as, people are talking about how the Republicans are mass moving out of Democrat states. And I just the thought that I have is, what if that's the plan all along that they have? Because if all Republicans, exit the Democrat states, they're going to have a permanent hold on those states forever, as far as because there's not going to be anyone to go against them. And, as far as in Ephesians, the armor of God, the one thing about the armor of God is there's nothing for our backside. We as Christians are not supposed to retreat. We are supposed to face the issues because the battle of the Lord's not ours. And so I was thinking about that the other day. What if this is their, nefarious agenda, that they want to make it so difficult in the blue states, for people to not be able to, stay or whatever, get them out so that they basically have a permanent majority in those states.
You think it's a real concerted effort to just get conservatives to move?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm starting to see it. It looks like it's the pattern that is their whole intention, that they want to inevitably, make it as difficult as possible so conservatives will move out, and then they have the permanent hold on those states. And that, because, that they're evil in basically everything that they put forth. Well, why wouldn't they have that in the game playbook? As far as in, hey, let's force the people out that are going to vote against us, and then we hold the state forever.
Let me ask you this. A lot of people in the chat are agreeing with you. Do you think this could be at a larger global, also a global idea of what you're talking about, using this mostly peaceful religion to do this as well?
Absolutely.
Damn it.
I
knew you were going to agree with that. That scares me.
But I'm going to tell you, the thing is that, okay, take Muslim, for instance. They come in as, a peaceful thing, but if you really
mostly
do your
peaceful
research,
religion, that's what we're told, right?
Yeah. If you do your research, it's not. It's like anything that goes up against their religion, they come up against. And the whole premise, you see some of these videos that are being put out there, they're blatantly saying it now. They're like, they were hiding it, and now they're completely out in the open. They're saying, hey, we are eventually going to take over the world.
Do you think they've become more emboldened by the election of people like Zohran Mamdani? They become more empowered?
Yep. I think that was the set-off point, that now they're not going to hide it anymore. I really do. I think he was a marker for them, and I think now they feel emboldened, and you're going to see, all throughout, not only the United States, but throughout the world, they're going to be showing their true colors. Which is the thing. You look at Texas. Texas is deep red. No doubt about it. Look at all the mosques that are going up in Texas, and they're trying to build the city and stuff. They're trying to bring in Sharia law. And what amazes me, if you look at these protesters that are out protesting for Palestine and everything else, like they have the LGBTQ whatever
passwords. I call it the password.
Yeah. The alphabet's stupid, but they're protesting for Palestine. But they don't realize how stupid they are, because in Palestine they would be put to death for being gay.
Yeah, they have gravity therapy for gay people over there.
Yeah. Yeah, and they throw them off the buildings and stuff. So, I mean, these people that are protesting, you absolutely know that they're being paid because they don't even understand what they're protesting. As far as, I love it when people get emboldened to go up, to the protesters and say, so give me something that you don't like about the present administration. Oh, there's so many things. No, name one. And then they say, oh, I feel uncomfortable talking. And then they walk away because they don't have anything because they're only out on the streets because they're being paid. And that's why I'm so glad that Percent said they are actually going after tracing the money, and they're going to cut off all the money to the protesters.
Let me ask you this. One quick question. What's
Sure.
your name? What state are you living in? Where do you live?
Dale. And I live in the sucky state of New Jersey.
It's Dale, New Jersey, Jackie Sherrill. Dale, do me a favor.
Sure.
The number that you called, I want you to text me your email. I'm going to send you a free membership to get in the Discord. You are a clear thinker. You have enlightened me to something that I had not looked at from your perspective, and I need people like you around, Dale.
Oh, well, as far as that's the whole thing. The fake news media has stopped people from thinking logically. I mean, think about it. I'm in my 60s as far as, and the bottom line is, I used to love going to the library and actually looking up things or going to a dictionary because I didn't know how to spell a word. People, because of social media and everything else, have gotten away from thinking logically because they rely on computers to do it for them, or they rely on the news to tell them, oh, the news is telling me, so it's got to be true. But when you start actually doing the deep dive research, you find out that the majority of things that were told were lies.
Dale, I got to let you go. I could talk to you all day. You sound like a damn free thinker, and you're logical. Text the show. I'm adding you to the Discord. Damn right. God bless you, Dale. I love what you're saying, man. I love it.
You got it.
Dale hit the nail on the head. Nail on the head. That's what we do here. He said America's waking up. You guys wake up here on the show every morning. We bring some truth. Let's roll this. Let's roll this. We haven't played this in a while.
Everybody's making immigration proposals these days. Let me add mine to the mix. Call it the Limbaugh laws. First, you immigrate to our country, you have to speak the native language. You have to be a professional or an investor. No unskilled workers allowed. Also, there'll be no special bilingual programs in the schools with the Limbaugh laws, no special ballots for elections, no government business will be conducted in your language. Foreigners will not have the right to vote or hold political office. If you're in our country, you cannot be a burden to taxpayers. You are not entitled to welfare or food stamps or other government goodies. You can come if you invest here, an amount equal to 40,000 times a daily minimum wage. If not, stay home. But if you want to buy land, it'll be restricted. No waterfront, for instance, and as a foreigner, you have to relinquish individual rights to the property. And another thing, you don't have the right to protest. You're allowed no demonstrations, no foreign flag waving, no political organizing, no bad-mouthing our president or his policies. You're a foreigner. Shut your mouth or get out. And if you come here illegally, you're going to jail. Now, you think the Limbaugh laws are harsh? Well, every one of the laws I just mentioned are actual laws of Mexico today. That's how the Mexican government handles immigrants to their country. Yet Mexicans come here illegally and protest in our streets. How do you say double standard in Spanish? How about no mas?
No mas. A handset monthly supporter over on Rumble. Thank you so much. You can buy me a coffee. Join the channel as a member. Help me keep waking up America. That's why we do the early show. We got 3,000 plus people watching on various platforms. Join the channel as a member. It's the only thing I ask. With that being said, I'm headed, I got to go to the Harley shop this morning and get some work done on my bike before the trip. God bless you.
Keep the watch on the 1MC, pass the word. Dive, dive, sound 2 blasts of dive alarm, pass the word, dive, dive. Dive, dive. Dive, dive. Here we go again. Here we go again. Same old song again.
again. Same old song again. Marching down the avenue. Marching down the avenue. We don't know when we'll be through. We don't know when we'll be through. They cry, a long, long time ago. Long, long time ago. Heard it on the radio. Heard it on the radio. Sounds so good to me. Sounds so good to me. U.S. Navy submarine. U.S. Navy submarine. Recruiter just inside here. Recruiter just inside here. Turns out I gave them 5 years. Turns out I gave them 5 years. Had to get out of boot camp. Had to get out of boot camp. They won't light the smoking lamp. They won't light the smoking lamp. Now I'm a submariner. Now I'm a submariner. Rolling in the deep surf. Rolling in the deep surf. Top secret mission, hush, hush. Secret mission, hush, hush. No one's gonna find us. No one's gonna find us. 6 months below the ocean. 6 months below the ocean. I can't remember the sun. I can't remember the sun. Can't write my wife no letters. Can't write my wife no letters. And Tony's gonna get her. Tony's gonna get her. But I won't trade this life away. I won't trade this life away. Makes it worth the Navy pay. Makes it worth the Navy pay. If I can't be a bobblehead. I can't be a bobblehead. Might as well just be dead. Might as well just be dead. Long, long time ago. Long, long time ago. Heard it on the radio. Heard it on the radio. Sounds so good to me. Sounds so good to me. U.S. Navy submarine. U.S. Navy submarine. Left, right, left, right. Right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left. Hey, sailor. Hey, sailor. Where have you been? Where have you been? I've been to Coral Sea. I've been to Coral Sea. Fighting for liberty. Fighting for liberty. Fighting for freedom. Fighting for freedom. Hey, sailor. Hey, sailor. Where have you been? Where have you been? I've been to Korea. I've been to Korea. Fighting for liberty. Fighting for liberty. Fighting for freedom. Fighting for freedom. Hey, sailor. Hey, sailor. Where have you been? Where have you been? I've been to Vietnam. I've been to Vietnam. Fighting for liberty. Fighting for liberty. Fighting for freedom. Fighting for freedom. Hey, sailor. Hey, sailor. Where have you been? Where have you been? I've been to Desert Storm. I've been to Desert Storm. Fighting for liberty. Fighting for liberty. Fighting for freedom. Fighting for freedom. Hey, sailor. Hey, sailor. Where have you been? Where have you been? I've been to Afghanistan. I've been to Afghanistan. Fighting for liberty. Fighting for liberty. Fighting for freedom. Fighting for freedom. Hey, sailor. Hey, sailor. Where have you been? Where have you been? I've been to Iraq and back. I've been to Iraq and back. Fighting for liberty. Fighting for liberty. Fighting for freedom. Fighting for freedom. Hey, sailor. Hey, sailor. Where will you be? Where will you be? I'll be where I have to be. I'll be where I have to be. Fighting for liberty. Fighting for liberty. Fighting for freedom. Fighting for freedom. Left, right, left, right. Right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left.
Okay, guys, gals, girls, this is Ben Dyke Show. Smash a like and subscribe on your way out the door. See you in the next one. Ben Dyke Show is out.
We could do boom shakalaka. We love the boom shakalaka, you know. Nobody booms and shakalakas as much as I do. I do it better than anybody. I invented it, believe it or not. A lot of people don't realize it.
Rock on, salute, God bless you. Bubbleheads. Trolls, I love all of you. Everyone watching, big high five, big boom shakalaka for everyone sticking around. Thank you. Join the channel as a member. Let's keep this fight going. We're not quitting. We wake up America. That's what we do here. 6:30, 6:45-ish Central Time. I try to do every day. We wake up America. I'm headed to Picture Harley Davidson this morning up in Rogers. If you're up there, if you see me, come over, shake my hand, give me a pat on the back or maybe a hug or a bad cup of coffee. I will see you in the next one. Stay tuned. Fred, let's go take a leak.